Good morning, and happy Aloha Friday from the farm. Welcome to another episode of Thinking Outside the Soil, where we talk story about the topics related to the farmers and ranchers using hydroponic practices to grow the crops and creatures we need to eat. And I am your host, Seany Alfalfaseed. Thank you for being with us on this beautiful morning. I love Friday, and I adopted Happy Aloha Friday from when I went to school in Hawaii. So it's just something that I love to keep the days light and be cheerful when we get started. I've been talking a bit about drought and wildfire this week, and sometimes that can be a bit somber, but it's the reality of life that we experience in a world where water scarcity is affecting all of us. Today, I wanted to keep it a bit fun and light and let you in a little bit on my world. Last weekend, I was preparing some of the topics that I wanted to talk about this week. And like many of us out there, I have jumped on the AI bandwagon, and I've found one that's the ChatGPT. That's pretty funny. So I got on there a few times over the past couple months and typing out some things. For me, it helps me get my dialogue down from this highfalutin college language down to something that's a little bit more in the norm. And it does. It helps me talk normal, really. My partner and co-founder Ryan likes to say that I speak Sean, and he has to often translate. So while I was on there this past weekend, just touching base with some of the guests that I hope to have on and doing some of that routine work, I thought it would be funny to ask the artificial intelligence program a question. Since I was talking about wildfire and I was reaching out to other farmers and asking them what their experiences were with wildfire, I wanted to be able to tell us some stories about farmers that experienced that. And so while I was sending out some emails and playing on the artificial intelligence, I asked AI to create a story about a farmer adopting hydroponics after a wildfire destroyed her farm. And I want to share this fantastic story. This is word for word, verbatim of what artificial intelligence came up with. And it's interesting. It must either know me or it's fairly intelligent. So, once upon a time, there was a farmer named Sarah who lived in a small village surrounded by vast, fertile fields. She had inherited her farm from her parents and had been working hard on it for years, growing crops and livestock to feed the village. However, one year, a wildfire swept throughout the area, burning everything in its path and leaving Sarah's farm in ruins. The once lush fields were now barren, and Sarah was devastated. But Sarah was a determined woman, and she refused to give up on her farm. She started to research alternative ways of farming and stumbled upon hydroponics, the practice of growing plants in water rather than soil. She was intrigued by the idea and decided to give it a try. With the help of some experts, Sarah set up a hydroponic farm, growing a variety of crops in a controlled environment. Sarah was amazed by the results and how much faster her plants grew without soil. The farm flourished, and Sarah was able to feed the village once again, providing fresh, healthy produce all year round. The other farmers in the village were skeptical at first, but they were soon convinced by Sarah's success. They too started to adopt hydroponics, and the village flourished. Sarah's determination and hard work had paid off, and she was now known as the leader in sustainable and innovative farming. And so, Sarah's farm became a beacon of hope for farmers all over the world, showing them that even after the most devastating loss, there is always a way to start anew. So thank you for listening to that entertaining story, and that last paragraph there really hit home in a bit more than I ever expected it to. That there are those out there that are showing hope for farmers all over the world, and that there's those of us that are showing hope for others. And it's because of others out there who have helped me and held their hand out that I now get to do what I get to do and help others become who they wish to be and find a way to start anew. That is all I have for you today on this Aloha Friday. So thank you for being here on such a gorgeous day. If you want to learn more about how hydroponic fodder is helping farmers save water, improve livestock quality, and become better stewards, get a copy of my book over at thinkingoutsidethesoil.com. And if you've enjoyed what you've heard so far or are interested in hearing something else in the future, please leave me a comment in the box below when you're checking out the links and the other goodies that we've dropped from the show. So be sure to give us a follow and join us again on another episode of Thinking Outside the Soil. And take care and have a lovely day. Hey, before you go, check out the links below. Leave me a rating and review and follow the show. Don't forget to get yourself some of our Blooming Health blended sprouting mix. Our mix has been shown to get the best eggs and create the healthiest flocks. With feed costs going up, right now's the time to lock in a subscription so that you can get the best eggs without having to go to the grocery store or the feed store anymore. Check out the links below to get yourself some Blooming Health blended sprouting mix.